Hi, my name is Jamie Servidio. Today I'm presenting my final presentation PowerPoint for informatics and clinical reasoning. I researched First Aid by American Red Cross application. This is available via Apple and Google Play. Some objectives of this application include quickly accessing helpful tips when you're indeed in an emergency situation. Before being in emergency situations, you should educate yourself and others on potential emergencies. You should understand your environment. Are there small children? Are there chemicals? Are there hazardous objects? Is there potential fires? You should know the substances or objects you and those around you are using, such as sharp objects, knives, matches, etc. The specific categories within the app include Learn, Prepare, Emergency, and Quizzes. In the Learn tab, there are common disasters that could happen in the everyday household. Some of these include allergies, anaphylaxis, asthma attack, bleeding, broken bones, burns, etc. Continuing on the Learn tab, each category is given short and specific steps regarding first aid. Depending on the illness, ailment, disaster, there is extra information if it is applicable. There are then common questions with written answers you can go over about that category. The example I've chosen from the Learn category includes allergies and anaphylaxis. There are 3 steps to do. Number 1, understand the person may develop rash, itchiness, swelling on their hands, feet, and face, and their breathing may slow. Number 2, if the person is anaphylaxis, this means breathing problems, shock, or change in the mental status. If they have an auto-injector or an EpiPen, help them use it before calling 911. After calling 911, if you are waiting with the person for over 5 to 10 minutes without emergency personnel and they have a second dose, inject the auto-injector or EpiPen for the second time. Number 3, due to the anxiety they're having, give them constant reassurance while waiting for the ambulance. There are more information regarding the EpiPen. There's a short video and 5 steps on how to administer the EpiPen. There are then, as you can see, the questions and answers. At this topic, there are 4 questions with answers. What is anaphylactic shock? What sort of food items can cause allergic reactions? Can I give them an auto-injection or an EpiPen? And what is an auto-injection or EpiPen? This is wonderful information to go over before being in that emergency situation. The Prepare tab gives you information to prepare for many emergencies that can happen in our environment, weather, etc. Some of these include chemical emergencies, drought, earthquake, emergency kit, everyday emergencies, fire, flooding, etc. And a specific example from the Prepare tab includes chemical emergencies. This category features facts, prevention steps before a disaster occurs, steps to follow during a disaster, a direct button to call 911, helpful tips, and other first aid you may need. First, it explains why you should know what a chemical emergency is and know why you should prevent it. Chemical emergencies are a fact of modern life, whether from accidents at home, on the road, or in the workplace, or from terrorist attacks. We all need to know the basics of what to do. 3 ways to prevent a chemical emergency is to keep chemicals, medications, cleaning products away from children. Next is never put cleaning products or household chemicals in a bottle that looks like a drink. Next, clean up spills immediately when they occur. Don't let them soak or evaporate in a household or around people. Wrap them up in a newspaper. Throw them out in a sealed plastic bag. If you find yourself in a chemical emergency, there are 3 steps given by the first aid application. Don't give the victim anything to eat or drink unless told to do so. Save the label of the chemical for emergency personnel. There is a direct button in the app that will call 911 for you. There's more information about what to do in a chemical emergency and things you should do in day-to-day life to prevent a chemical emergency. This includes listening to the radio or television news. If told to stay indoors, turn off any heating or air conditioning systems. Put tape around closed doors, windows, and air vents if you're told something is in the air. Next is related information. This includes poisoning and harmful substances. The emergency tab is extremely useful. All of the listed disasters within the learned category are also in the emergency. Quick steps are given for what you should do while you're in that emergency. Again, there is a link directly in the app to call 911. An example within the emergency tab includes allergies and anaphylaxis. Again, there is a link to 911 emergency. Do not leave the app to dial 911. Learn More brings the reader back to the Learn section to read more information if you're not in a dire emergency. If you are currently in an emergency and you use this app, read the following steps. Number 1, the person may develop a rash, itchiness, swelling to their hands, feet, or face. Their breathing may slow down. 2, when you observe these symptoms, immediately call 911. If the person has a known allergy and has an auto-injector pen or EpiPen, you can assist them in administering this. This is great and concise when you're in an emergency situation. If you have time to learn more or have more questions while waiting for emergency personnel, you can click the Learn More tab. The quizzes section is a great way to test your knowledge. Here's an example of a quiz concerning allergies and anaphylaxis. Question 1 is a picture question. The question reads, which of the following items are most commonly cause an allergic reaction? Nuts, towels, ice pack, or water? As we learned, nuts and dairy products are the most common food allergies. Then there's a true and false question. Anaphylactic shock occurs when there is a sale at your favorite store. Well, as we know from this presentation, that is not true. Anaphylactic shock occurs from an allergy, so that is false. Number 3, a person having an allergic reaction may develop which of the following? Rash, cravings, itchiness, vomiting, feathers, or appetite. The victim may receive rash, itchiness, and vomiting. Another picture question includes which of the following body parts are most likely to be itchy and swell if someone is having an allergic reaction. I actually mentioned in the other slides that these victims may have swelling in the hands, feet, and face. That is the answer. You can use quizzes on other categories to test your knowledge and understand if you're ready or what you should do in that situation. Last but definitely not least is the hospital category. This very important category is awesome to have ready on your tablets, phones, or electronic devices. The hospital tab is able to locate hospitals nearby you using your GPS location instantly. To quickly summarize the First Aid by American Red Cross app that I used on my Apple iPhone, the tools featured include learning, preparing, emergencies, quizzes, and look up local hospitals. I suggest this app to parents of children, teachers, anybody out in our community. It's a great way to be ready for everyday disasters, emergencies, weather emergencies, environmental emergencies. It could be any one of us. And the First Aid application by American Red Cross can save lives.